We're back shining a spotlight on the CASA Program of St. Joseph County, which stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates, as they really need volunteers right now. So joining me is a recruiter that is Amanda Buchholz. Amanda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is really, really big, a huge need right now in our county. Talk a little bit about what these volunteers do.
So our volunteers are just regular citizens of Michiana. We recruit and train them to advocate for kids, primarily through the court system, who have been involved with a DCS case, essentially some sort of abuse or neglect that has happened at home.
So again, the statement is be the voice for abused and neglected children in our area. You hear that? That's powerful. These kids need a voice.
They do. And I think when it comes to DCS involvement, a lot of people kind of narrow in on the abuse that's happened to the kids and not the kids themselves. And that's why CASA is so important. Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, these kids, they may have started their day at school and someone asked them, like, how did you get this bruise? And then all of a sudden they're not going home after school. Wow. And so a lot of kids have this guilt where they feel like, if I wouldn't have answered that question, I wouldn't be here. Kids inherently love their parents. It's very difficult for these kids to be removed, even if they're with family members, especially the holidays that just happened. Like, that is rough, not being home on Christmas.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there are hundreds of kids just in our county. Is that right? Yeah, I think you said 700?
Yeah, so last year our program served over 700 children. Those are the ones we served. We had over 100 children that we weren't able to serve because we didn't have enough volunteers. And we're currently serving almost 450 kids right now, and we have, again, over 100 plus kids that we don't have a volunteer for.
Oh, and that's heartbreaking to hear, because I imagine your connection, when you see these kids, when you have that one-on-one, talk about your experience working with these kids.
These kids, there's so much you can do advocating for them, not just every single day, or in the courtroom. So like, I met with a child one time where we were just talking and she was telling me about her favorite holiday. And I was asking her about it, and she said it was Halloween. And I said, well, what are you going to be for Halloween this year? It was kind of coming up. And she said, well, I don't know. I was a trash bag last year and I really don't want to go. So it's something where I could advocate, just talking to her foster parents, saying, like, this is her favorite holiday. Can we make sure that she has a really great holiday and we get dressed up and she does something? So even those little wins advocating for kids mean a lot.
And make a difference for so many kids in our area. Talk about what you look for in volunteers. Right now, it requires a bit of training.
Yep, so our volunteers, they have to pass a few background checks, obviously, because you're working with kids and in a court system. You have to be 21 years old.
Okay.
But the training, it starts, we have one that's coming up, it starts on Saturday. Generally, our trainings are 35-hour trainings, and the one that starts on Saturday will be 6 Saturdays. You'll be with me from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We provide lunch, so that's nice.
Yes.
And we were joking about how you're not really going to miss out on good weather in Michiana the next 6 Saturdays. So it's a good time to spend your New Year's resolution, you know, learning to advocate for kids on the weekends.
I think that's great, because so many people say they want to make a difference, but sometimes they don't know how to take that first step or what exactly to do. Well, here's your opportunity to do so. And like you said, it's going to be cold for the next 6 weeks. So spend your Saturday training, making that difference. How can people reach out?
So if you go to our website, it's sjccasa.org. You will, on your main page, it'll show you the schedule of our next training, and then there's an application kind of icon, or you can see the application button. If you click on that and you apply, I will get back to you as soon as possible, because we do have the training coming up soon. And we will reach out and try to make sure that, you know, you're ready to join the training.
It's such an important program in our area. The kids really need you right now. So Amanda, we appreciate you being here shining a light.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We'll be right back.